Hey, Melisa,
Hey,
do
Steve!
you know what time it is?
It's time for Building Bridges with Steve and Melisa here on Crossover Radio.
And-
Welcome, everybody.
And
Watching Facebook Live, listening to us on the radio app.
oddly enough, we both showed up,
We're here.
and Crossover Radio was nice enough to put us on the air.
Yet again.
So, one of the things I'm thankful for this day before Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
Nobody knows that song. You just made it up.
It was a beautiful song.
Well, sometimes, brevity adds value to things.
Brevity.
Like that song.
Like briefly singing?
Yeah,
Is that what you meant?
I was trying to make a poignant, statement of Thanksgiving, and you just
And it happened yet again.
what?
I went the wrong direction.
Oh,
I'm a hard one to keep in the lines. So
well,
to speak.
we have a free flowing program here. We barely know which way is up here.
Maybe sort of.
We let's just say our program is loosely scripted. Very. There's a lot of wiggle room in what we do every Wednesday morning.
That's not a bad thing.
But
That's not a bad thing, right?
no.
That's a good thing, right?
It has its moments. But
You're funny.
But I wanted to give a big Building Bridges thank you shout out to Jeremy Coleman and Nathan Mund who helped make this whole crossover radio thing happen.
But for sure,
the founding fathers of the crossover radio media juggernaut. And they are kind enough to give us an hour of their airtime every week.
Yeah.
So that we can talk to you folks out there who we think are generally awesome. Is there any of our awesome fans signed on
David
yet?
Carroll is here this morning. Hello, David.
So it's the day before Thanksgiving. And so we've been focusing all month on being thankful, being grateful. If you haven't already, get your Heart of Gratitude journal. And where do you get that, hon?
You know what? You can download that for free.
And it's only free for another 3 days.
Right.
Then it costs money.
Right, from the Bridge Builder, bridgebuildermm.org website.
Resources.
So click on the resources tab. Go download your free copy of the Heart of Gratitude journal. And while you're there, pick up a book, pick up a devotional. There's also a free 14-day devotional for couples that they can download too. So, and that's free all the time.
Double free stuff.
Because it's Thanksgiving, and we're thankful that people go to our website. We're giving away 2 free things right now.
We don't have our tickets for our Kingfisher thing up yet, do we?
Tickets for our Kingfish thing. We do not. That's February.
Oh, that's down the road, but we'll have more on that later.
Yep, upcoming events. We have upcoming events.
Yep. So, everybody
needs something. I don't know how that song goes either.
Serious.
Which part am I supposed to be serious?
If
Are you asking me serious about what?
if you're gonna break into song, at least know the words. Everybody needs somebody.
I need you.
Well, you're gonna be without me for 5 days.
It's true. Mr. Z is...
I'm blowing town today.
He's heading north.
Yeah, I'm gonna go into the heart of the blizzard that is hitting the Minneapolis-St. Paul area. 20 inches of snow over the weekend. Woo!
He's super excited.
Going sledding.
Are you?
No.
Oh.
do you think my mom has a sled at her house?
Probably.
Well,
more than one.
There could be some vintage 1983 sleds sitting in the basement somewhere.
Okay, can I just say how sad the words vintage and 1983 together sound.
Well, what were you doing in 1983?
What was I doing in 1983? I was married to my husband, and I don't. Let's see. Trying to think. I might have had a job.
And you're thankful that you're married to me now.
I love being married to you. You're my best friend. We live the dream, man. Right?
1983.
I was doing hair. That's what I was doing.
1983. I was a sophomore in high school.
Yeah.
84 was my junior year. 85, yeah. So
That's
I'm a sophomore in high school.
That's what happens when you marry young.
I'm not very together.
It's a family tradition.
I hadn't broke into my non-nerd phase in high school yet. So 1983 was not.
You were still a nerd?
Not the top of the heap for me.
You had that kind of big surf and safari wave hair.
I had some big. I had the male version of big 80s hair.
Who was your favorite teacher in high school?
High school. Craig Stoneberg, American history, coach of the baseball team. Frequent bender of rules and protocol. Appreciator of sarcastic humor. Little 5'6" bald guy. Wouldn't thought could do anything athletic. Super smart, super clever. Loved history, particularly World War II.
Wow.
He was also one of my brother's favorite teachers.
He must have been. Wonder where he is in the world today.
I can go all the way back. Favorite high school teacher, Craig Stoneberg. Favorite junior high teacher, Bill Peltzman, English. Performed every summer at the Renaissance Festival. I would go to the Renaissance Festival and I would just insult my 8th grade English teacher to his character, trying to get him to get out of character. And you know what happened?
What happened?
Because he was the sheriff at the Renaissance Festival, he had me arrested and put in the stocks because I was making fun of my English teacher.
Priceless.
Who was him, but he wouldn't break out of character. He would say stuff like, I don't know who this Bill Peltzman character is, but I'm sure he would be offended by your insolence. And if you continue, you will have to face the wrath of Sheriff, whatever his name was.
Wow.
And so I got put in the stocks one year at the Renaissance Festival. And fortunately, you're in the stocks and you're locked up, but they don't have like vegetables and stuff for people to throw at you. But you're there for everybody to make fun of. So that was my favorite junior high teacher. My favorite grade school teacher was, without question, hands down, Earl Lindquist, who is the one teacher that taught all 4 of the Zimmerman kids. and lived up the street from me, and I delivered his paper when I was younger.
Wow. Okay, you guys, I can't even get close to that.
Who is your favorite grade school teacher?
I don't know a name of a grade school teacher. I do remember, I don't know what her name was, okay? Because that was a long time ago, y'all. And a lot of really important details in my life have happened since then, so I don't have the memory Steve has. But I do remember that my favorite teacher in elementary school was the science teacher, because she came up with these really crazy, outrageous science experiments. And
sort of like Pastor Adam Frederick does when he gets to be.
Yeah, he's a kids pastor at Victory Church. Yeah, and so that I remember. I don't remember her name, but I remember that was cool. I'm not sure. I remember a favorite teacher in middle school, junior high.
Do you want to know what's
hard pressed to think of the names of some of them?
Do you want to know what's scary?
What's scary?
6th grade, Earl Lindquist. 5th grade, Pearl Williams. 4th grade, Mary Kingbay. 3rd grade, Nancy Wee. 2nd grade, Ann Listig. 1st grade.
That is scary.
Her name was Kaufman, but I don't know her first name.
Do you know your kindergarten teacher's name?
No, kindergarten was a dark period for me. I was in Massachusetts, and it was an ugly time in my life. So I blocked out a lot of my time in Massachusetts.
Ah.
A lot of street hockey
Uh,
and playing war in the woods behind the house were the pleasant memories. But there was a lot of not good memories from my time in Massachusetts.
wow.
But most people don't know all of their grade school teachers.
I don't know anyone but you who does. You might be the only person I know.
And you know what?
I don't know what.
Who is your third grade teacher is never going to win me $1 million on Jeopardy.
True that.
It won't win me anything. I won't get any. There's no reward for that.
You might get accolades from me because I'm pretty dang impressed about your, ability to have those awesome memories.
I can even rank them in who I liked to who I didn't like.
You, friend, have way too much time on your hands.
Oh yeah, I do. But
we gotta find you some more productive activities.
let's just reel it back into Thanksgiving.
Hey, you know what? I am thankful that I can segue out of that. I am thankful that
for coffee.
That I'm married to somebody who has such an amazing memory, and he remembers so many of the good deeds I've done.
And I remember a lot of the not good deeds you've done.
Well, you were supposed to leave that part out.
I bring it up in arguments. I'm a really good scorekeeper.
You are,
but you're not thankful for that part.
But I love the fact that let's spin this around to the word in 1 Corinthians 13. It says, "Love keeps no account of wrongs done to it."
That's true.
And so,
and hey, all you couples out there, I'm talking to you. One thing you can do this Thanksgiving is something that I think is a big deal. It's important.
What's that?
Go to the scripture you just quoted.
1 Corinthians 13.
And that's the love chapter. That's love is not.
Right.
And you write down everything that 1 Corinthians says love is and love is not.
Right.
And then you give yourself a letter grade on it. An honest, real, nobody else sees it but you letter grade. And then that gives you your outlook on, okay, I'm good at this, I'm not so good at this, I'm going to work on this over the next year. I do that.
Do you do that?
Yeah.
What are you working on right now?
I'm working on being...
Love is what?
I'm working on being kind, because love is kind.
You're always kind, Steve.
So I'm doing good on it. See? Pat myself on the back. I'm being kind. I sometimes I can be more patient.
You can.
I can do a less thorough job of keeping score.
That would be awesome.
That's usually near the bottom of my grades.
You know what? It doesn't say that love sometimes doesn't keep score. Love almost never keeps score.
I think it says love keeps score only when it's necessary.
I think you should read your Bible.
Okay, and what's the address on that? 1
Corinthians.
2 Corinthians 6, 4 and 5.
Or not.
Colossians? Isn't it in Colossians somewhere? I'll read the whole book of Colossians today. And if it says anything about keeping score, I'll do that.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, so today we're just winding up our month. This whole month we've been talking about being thankful and how a grateful heart really does change your attitude on life. It's interesting, when you put yourself in a position where you count the blessings. If you want to keep score,
count your blessings one by one. Score
the blessings in your life, right?
Right.
Keep score of the blessings in your life. We talked this week. We talked about, or this month. We talked about just the lost art of thank you and how important thank you is. And not just, hey, thanks, or thank you, or whatever, but it's that we gave you this intentional plan of saying, thank you, that means a lot to me, and here's why. And I think when having thank you as something that is a complete thought, comes with, kind of a little bit of an explanation, it really does move the needle for both the person that you're thanking and for your own heart, too. So we talked a little bit about that. We talked about we had people posting things they were thankful for. We talked about recognizing abundance and how being grateful for the abundance in your life is powerful.
Hey, you know, it was 15 years ago.
Okay.
We're living in a 900 square foot trailer
Mm-hmm.
That we'll just say was not you know fresh off
Extravagant.
was not fresh off the showroom floor.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have this house with. I mean, we have our own studio, people.
Right.
We have our own studio. So it's like nuts. I
Yeah.
mean, there's so much to be thankful for.
Right. And even if we were still living in that trailer, in the mobile home that we were living in 15 years ago, we would still have a great opportunity to be thankful. And I'm thankful that Erica decided to join us this morning. Good morning, Erica.
Erica?
Uh-huh. And I remember I have a really fun memory from living in the mobile home. Both of my brothers and my sister-in-laws came, and they happened to all be here for Thanksgiving. Do you remember this? We did Thanksgiving. We kind of cleared out the living room furniture and put up big tables in the living room, and they came for both of my brothers were there for Thanksgiving. And one of the things that we did was, as you served yourself food.
Yeah, if you said pass the turkey, somebody would pass you the turkey. But as you received the turkey,
as it took it, put it on your plate,
you had to say something that you were thankful for. So the whole meal, as you served yourself, you're expressing thanks for one thing or the other, and it was a really, really cool Thanksgiving.
It's a great opportunity. First of all, thank you, Rosa, for joining us. Thank you, Rich, for hanging out with us this morning. We're super happy for all of the people. We got 7 people at this point, so hopefully some more people will jump on.
Rosa did a grandmother challenge.
She did a grandmother challenge for me to be thankful. But I want to go back to this idea of just when you have your Thanksgiving meal. Now, we just went to my my dad's family's Thanksgiving, and there was probably 70 of us. It'd be very difficult to play the thankful game at dinner. But if you have a smaller home, you have a smaller group, and it is a beautiful way to remind people to be grateful. As you scoop the food onto your plate, you have to say something that you're grateful for, and it also stimulates some really amazing conversations.
And if you don't, then you don't get any dessert. And everybody likes dessert.
Okay.
Thanksgiving has such a strong dessert game. It would be a shame if you got locked out of it because you were not being thankful.
That's harsh.
But I'm thankful for our sponsors.
Oh, it's that time.
They help us out. They keep us going. They help pay the bills. So we're going to jump to some sponsorship, and we will be right back in a moment here on Building Bridges.
With Steven and Melisa on Crossover Radio. Radio with a purpose.
This is George and Meredith Schaefer inviting you to join us every Monday from noon to 1 p.m. right here on Crossover Radio for Chemical Conversations.
We talk about life, family, ministry, kids, marriage, you name it. No topic is off limits.
And this comes from a perspective not only from addiction recovery, but as a family walking through restoration one day at a time. So we hope you'll join us every Monday from noon to 1 p.m. right here on Chemical Conversations, where there is no chemical solution to a spiritual problem.
Whether you need a professional writer to build or expand your online presence, or fresh new designs and new perspective to build your business, where do you start? Tales from the Click Media is committed to telling your story in a way that promotes business growth, consistent branding, and long-term success. So whether you have 1 or 100 employees, no tale is too small to tell. Call us today at 405-620-6200 or visit our website at talesfromtheclickmedia.com.
So, what you been doing during the break?
Well, I have been chatting with people online, and Rosa wants to wish us a happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you and yours, Rosa.
Right, and
just real quick, the total inside baseball thing here. Rosa, I want to feel really old today. So you want to type into Melisa how old Caleb is? Is he driving yet?
Yes, he's driving. He has a driver's license and everything. Hey, Brett and Jen. I don't know which. Can you chime in and say who's online, Brett or Jen?
What country are you in?
They're here. They're here in the United States.
They're not in
They're
Haiti?
here in Oklahoma.
They're doing training and stuff.
Yeah.
They might not even be local.
Yeah. So, again, we're talking about gratitude this month. We're talking about being thankful. In case you were watching, you know that you can get your Heart of Gratitude download journal for free. It's even though we're on the last few days of Thanksgiving. He's 16, by the way. Even though we're in the last few days of November, you know what? It is important to have a grateful heart all the time. And so, in the Grateful Heart Journal, or the Heart of Gratitude Journal, it gives you 30 days to write down things, and it asks you these questions. Today I'm grateful for, and it gives you some space to write that in. Today I see abundance in. People I'm grateful for, and today I'm grateful for my spouse because. What are you grateful for today, Mr. Zimmerman? 3 things.
I am grateful for a wife who has the same passions I do for couples and marriage. I am grateful for the means to fly to Minneapolis instead of having to drive, or worse yet, having to hitchhike.
Or not go at all.
I am grateful for coffee.
Because coffee's great.
Right here.
Out of his crossover radio mug.
And so there you go. Boom. 3 things. Okay, people, did you notice how easy that was? That comes from the practice of gratitude.
Right.
You look for things to be grateful for, and oddly enough, when you look for things to be grateful for, you find them.
Because we have a mantra around Bridge Builder Marriage Ministry that says, whatever you focus on grows. And so you see more of what you focus on. So if you're focusing on what's wrong, that's what you're going to see the most of.
It doesn't mean you ignore the other stuff, but it helps you from being overwhelmed by the other stuff.
Right. So let me ask you this. Who are 3 people that you're grateful for?
I'm grateful for Melisa. I'm grateful for Melisa Lee. And I'm grateful for Melisa Lee Zimmerman.
Does that mean I have multiple personality disorder?
it just means that you are such a supernova in the galaxy of people that I'm grateful for.
All right.
That you blot out all the other people because you're so wonderful.
Well, Rose...
You're a supernova in my universe.
All right. Supernova. That's awesome. So, I am grateful for the people who jump on and chat with us every Wednesday here on Crossover Radio. Like
Jason and Reba.
This would not be nearly as much fun if we didn't have people to chat with.
Yes.
And so I'm grateful for those people who take their time out of the day and hang out with us on Wednesday mornings.
I did Third and One, both by myself and with the Major.
Right.
And with Rich Wood for a period.
Sure.
And we got almost no Facebook feedback. So it was always either me talking or the 2 of us talking.
Right.
And it's way more fun when we have people. So
it is. So we're thankful for you. We are thankful for Crossover Radio, who lets us, come on every Wednesday. And do you realize we've been doing this for over a year?
We're going on 2.
Going on 2 years now. And people still show up and people still hang out with us. And that's really a cool thing. So I'm grateful for that. And you know what? I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my kids and my cousins and my aunts and uncles.
Okay.
And I'm grateful for my family and Steve's family because, you know what? They're a blessing to me.
We had a great, we did family pictures.
We did?
A week ago Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And got to be all together. And then we had the kids over the weekend, and then the girls, and then we drove down and we were able to go to church at Mark's church in Hinton, Faith Church. So if you're out west in Caddo County, go to Faith Church. It's wonderful. And we got to have lunch with them, and we're not horrible far from our family, but we're not close to our family, but we
Mhm.
still get to spend time with them, and that's
Yeah.
something very much to be grateful for.
That is something to be grateful for. So, gratitude matters. So, we talked a little bit about good manners making good marriages this month. And you know what? How please and thank you makes a difference. How you treat your spouse with common courtesy makes a difference. Learning to say I'm sorry. I'm amazed at the couples that we work with, how many of them have trouble just apologizing and saying, you know what, I was wrong, I messed it up, I'm sorry,
Or
my intent is to change, would you forgive me?
or they apologize with flippancy or attitude or sarcasm, and that's not going to get the job done.
Or they apologize with an excuse.
Yep.
Apologies should never come with an excuse. They should just be a straight up apology.
I like big butts should be for Sir Mix-a-Lot, not for apologies.
Right. So don't be making excuses when you make apologies.
Seattle's finest rapper.
Here's one of my favorite things we talked about. You apologize first. Don't be afraid to be the one who goes first.
So what would you like to apologize for today, Melisa?
I'm trying to think what I need to apologize today for. I'm sorry for all the times I didn't really celebrate your generosity in my life.
Oh, that's sweet. Thank you.
You're welcome. So we talked about that. So talked about you going first in apologies. Then we talked about, we also talked about recognizing abundance.
Okay, I want to plug this in here. So, if you hear one of these topics that as we review the month of Thanksgiving, and you think, wow, that's something that I really need to bone up on, can you go back and find the episodes?
You absolutely can go back and find the episodes. All of the episodes of Building Bridges with Steven and Melisa are available on the Crossover Radio Facebook page. You can watch the whole Facebook Live episode. Every single one of them
So
are
can you
available
go back
on
and
there,
find
just about.
older ones?
You can.
Awesome.
You can go way, way, way back. And so you can also go onto the bridgebuildermm.org website and pull up our blog page and find some blogs that we've written about thankfulness and gratitude. So we actually have a new blog post coming out today from Steve. And that breeds us right into kind of what we want to talk about today, right?
Right.
Today the topic of our show is thank God.
Thank God for, something good happens and you're like, thank God. But are you really thanking God, or are you just exclaiming thanks?
Right.
And the point is this, back in the day, when Jesus was just a child, God made everything. So everything you've got, you get to thank Him for.
That's right.
And what happens is we get so wrapped up in our lives that we forget to thank the person, the deity that's really responsible.
Right.
And we leave God out of Thanksgiving, and it's about pilgrims in turkeys and patting each other on the back, and we leave God completely out of it.
Right. And you know what? How many of you, here's a test to see how well you're doing at being grateful with God. How often do you start your prayers with what you need and what you want, as opposed to thanking Him for who He is?
Dear Lord, I really need some money. Dear Lord, Aunt Susie's got what does she have? What does Aunt Susie have?
Heart disease.
Heart disease. Will you heal Aunt Susie?
Yeah.
For those of you who have an Aunt Susie, we're not prophesying illness on her or anything. It's just an example.
But how many times do you start your prayers with asking God for something and telling Him what you need before you ever start to thank Him for the things that you already have? Because no matter where you find yourself in life at this moment, like, there is things to be grateful for. If you have air in your lungs that you did not create for yourself, that's something to be thankful for. If you have clothes on your body, be them your favorite or not favorite things, you have something to be thankful for. If you live in a house and have a car and have clothes and food on a regular basis, you are way richer than the vast majority of the population of the planet. It's something to be grateful for. We live in the best country in the world, where we have freedom to practice our religion, where we have freedom to
Assemble. We have freedom of speech.
We have so many freedoms. That's worth being thankful for. And so when you start your prayers out with, God, I just want to thank you. It changes the whole tone of your prayer.
If you get up this morning and you can't stand the president, you think he's the worst, most disgusting, vile person on the planet, that he is dragging our country down the gutter.
You sound like you've had a conversation with somebody who feels that way.
And I'm just saying that, you know what? You are free to be in complete, total opposition to the government, and nothing is going to happen to you.
Right. And you're free to vote for somebody else.
Ask the folks in Hong Kong how they feel about their freedom to express opposition to the government.
That's true.
You know, so that's something to be thankful for. You can hate the government and nothing is going to happen to you.
So we have so much. I mean, I'm thankful for the Word of God. I'm thankful that he wrote a book. I'm thankful that he wrote a book about marriage. You know, the Bible starts with the wedding, it ends with the wedding, and everything in between is a groom looking for his bride.
Well, you got this Adam guy, and he meets Eve, and they get together, and they get married, and then you go all the way through to the wedding feast.
Uh-huh. And you know what else I'm grateful for? I'm grateful that God's first interaction with mankind was a kiss. That's how much he loves us.
I wish that our first interaction was a kiss.
Well, it is a lot of days.
But it was, you were too far away for that.
Yeah. But, so I think learning to start your prayers with thank you is a valuable...
Thank God for all these things.
What if, so we're going to thank our sponsors one more time here, because it's the bottom of the hour already. Time flies when you're having fun, Mr. Zimmerman.
Yes, it does.
And so we're going to thank our sponsors. Don't go away. Take this time and share the Facebook Live video with your friends. Invite them to come join us and be thankful for them right now.
We're thankful that you're liking and sharing us.
We are thankful for that.
Ah, do you hear that? That means the start of a good day in my household. If I don't have that first cup to begin my morning, then I'm guaranteed my day is going to be a struggle. And nobody makes better coffee than Grounds for Compassion coffee. It's coffee with conviction. So head on over to their website, g4c.coffee. That's G4c.coffee, or give them a call at 405-603-1902 to get your own cup of Get Up and Go. Ah, do you hear that? That means the start of a good day in my household.
And get yourself some coffee.
Okay, we just loaded the same commercial twice, and then as I talked about it, I muted both of our microphones.
Wow.
So Grounds for Compassion coffee is so good, you had to play the commercial twice.
So I want to share something that Rosa posted in the Facebook Live. She said, I've worked diligently to start with thankfulness before S, as I try to make a point to also spend time with God just to express thanks. However, there was a time when I only prayed for my needs. I find it more rewarding to give him thanks first. That is so powerful. That is a powerful transition to make in your life. And I love that she would say, I just designate some time just to sit and be grateful.
All of Melisa's other cousins can mute this. Rosa, you're her favorite.
I don't know that that's true. I love Rosa a lot, but I love my other cousins too. Rosa and I have a lot in common. We get to see each other. Well, we haven't seen each other in a while, but we used to get to see each other more. So that there's just that. But Rosa, I'm super grateful for you because, you know what? She's like my sister from another mother. So.
Well, you didn't have any sisters.
I didn't have sisters, so I had to take what I got, and I got Rosa, and that was great, and Tina. And
I got two.
I know you did. You're grateful for them.
Way more than you.
Are you grateful for them?
Of course, I'm grateful for them.
Right. And so being grateful is a really important thing. Another thing that I want to remind us to thank God for is that, you know what? All of the gifts and talents and treasures that we have come from the Lord. The Bible says that every good and perfect gift comes from the Father above. And you know what? You are who you are because God created you, right?
Whatever you're good at because you were made to be good at it. So what
Right.
are you good at, hon?
What am I good at? I'm good at talking.
What else?
I'm good at, that's a hard question to ask. My strengths, right? Is that don't you love those places when you go, one of my mentors always wants to know, what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses, right? I am good at organization. I am good at, I'm actually good at writing.
You're good at hosting and cooking.
I'm good at hosting and making people feel loved.
You're good at singing.
No, I'm not good at singing. I'm okay at singing.
No, you're good at singing. I love when you sing, and
Well,
you act like it's like horrible.
Your ear is just, covered with love, so it makes it sound better.
Okay.
What are you good at, Steve?
I'm good at singing
Okay.
and dancing.
Uh-huh.
I'm good at fixing things.
Uh-huh.
I'm good at pet grooming.
Uh-huh.
I'm good at making baklava.
Uh-huh.
So there's some things.
Okay.
Good is a relative term.
Mm-hmm.
Good compared to, other people, maybe. Maybe not good compared to certain others, but
Okay. So when are you busting out the baklava recipe
I may come home with some baklava
that you made?
that I maybe cooked and had professionally packaged by somebody else.
He's
And-
also good at stretching the truth a little bit and sharing stories that maybe aren't as accurate as they could be.
Okay, I'm good at tall tales.
That tall tales. See, there you go. You reined it right in. Look
There-
at you. But I think, just remembering, because you know what? I think we live in the world where most people live in the kingdom of self. And, it's self-care and self-everything and all of that kind of stuff. And, and that's not anything new. Goodness gracious, we've been living with that since Adam and Eve came on the planet. And, but, it's that kind of get all you can get and, take all you can get and keep all you can take and all of that kind of stuff.
Do, re, mi,
Uh-huh.
fa, sol, la, ti.
And so, learning to recognize that you wouldn't be who you are if God hadn't created you. And the creator of the universe does make you awesome. He does create beautifulness. He doesn't make mistakes. And so, so grateful for that.
You need to start, you can celebrate yourself by celebrating who God made you.
Mm-hmm.
You can celebrate. Uh-oh.
Are we still live? I don't know. I think we might be.
Hey, can you look on your computer?
We might have an interruption, but we'll see if we do or don't.
Lou?
I think we're still live. We're still going.
Okay.
So yay, hooray!
So this is a big point. This
It
is a big point. Is the living in a self-centered universe is not good.
No.
Celebrating who God made you is great
Mm-hmm.
because it gives honor to God and it gives value to yourself.
Right.
But it keeps them in the right order. God made me who I am. I didn't make me who I am, and I didn't make God.
Right.
And what you do is when you get things in the right order, it allows your life to flourish and prosper, and that gives you even more things to be thankful for. So I'm thankful that I have order in my life.
Mm-hmm. If you were with us last week,
I was right here in this chair last week.
You were. If you were listening to us last week, we talked a little bit about what we call the rock pile box, and we talked about how keeping a record of even the smallest blessing in your life causes you to increase your gratitude, and it also when you're having a bad day, right? It helps you recognize, hey, I'm having a bad day. I feel like nothing's going right in the world. All of a sudden you have this opportunity to go back and say, oh, but I have all of these good things that have happened in my life. I have all of this stuff to be thankful for. I'm a part of a women's group that meets once a month, and one of the things that we talked about was making a list
And checking it twice.
making a list of 1,000 things that you're thankful for.
That's a big list.
Right? And you just keep a journal with you wherever you go. And when even the smallest kindnesses that happen to you, the smallest blessings, whatever they are, that you just jot them down. And it's, you know what, you would be surprised. Now, it does take a while. You don't just get to 1,000 things, just like that. It takes a little while to do that. And it's part of it is diligence to keep the journal with you, so it's laying out so you can get to it when you run across something. But it is a beautiful thing to do. I'd like to challenge the people who listen to us to make a list of 1,000 things, 1,000 gifts that they've gotten from the Father, 1,000 things that they're thankful for.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
As the Bridge Builder Marriage Ministries Chief Technical Officer, if you say, hey Siri, take a note, does it actually take a note?
Well, I think your phone is taking a note right now, even as you speak.
Hey Siri.
It just came on. I just turned it off.
Oh, I was going to have it take a note so we would have a visual aid for the people. We could hold my phone up to your phone and show that. So this, okay, people. Well, gosh, 1,000 is such a large number. I can never get to 1,000.
Right.
Well, guess what? If you've got a phone and your phone has, a brain, you can just say, hey Siri, take a note. I'm thankful for this great parking spot right next to the handicap zone in Walmart.
And it just took his note.
What does it say?
It says, I'm thankful for a great parking spot right next to the handicap zone at Walmart.
Boom! See how easy that was? You can do it anywhere.
We're going to get Steve to stop saying that
we can add
hey name.
You can add to your list all throughout your day. You don't even need to have it with you. You can just use it on your phone. So you can just say, hey Siri, take a note.
It didn't hear you.
Hey Siri, take a note. I am so thankful for my beautiful wife, Melisa.
That's what it says.
See how easy that is? Anybody can do it.
Oh my gosh. We have to rein this back in here in a minute. Well, but I think it's important. And I really do. I challenge you. Grab a journal, grab a notepad, pick up your phone, and begin to create a list of, I don't want to say, if I say, hey, it'll mess up my phone. And so my phone is doing the Facebook Live, Zimmerman.
Oh, so you can't say it.
No, but pick up a journal, pick up a notebook, pick up your phone, challenge you. Challenge. I hope that you will accept the challenge to create a list of at least 1,000 things that you're grateful for.
For our audience that lives in the Oklahoma City area, I'm guessing you at some point or another have been on Northwest Expressway, right?
Probably.
Okay, I live on the far west end of the city. Further west than me, you get into the country.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm going east on Northwest Expressway, I believe there are 84 traffic lights between my house and, say, the mall.
Okay.
What mall is that?
Penn Square.
Penn Square Mall. So I have 84 traffic lights between my house and Penn Square Mall.
Which might be a slight exaggeration.
It's that tall tale thing that we talked about earlier. If I drive the right speed, I can hit most of them all the way to about Baptist Hospital on Green.
Mm-hmm.
If you go about 51 miles an hour, roughly. Right. And that's something to be thankful for, because just the other night, Melisa and I left seeing clients at the same time, except she caught a couple of key traffic lights that I did not which then caused me to miss a bunch more traffic lights. And she got home and she's like, "Where were you?" And it's like, "I got gas and then I hit like 14 red lights in a row."
Yeah.
And it's like, I didn't. It's like, and so even in something as simple as running errands, you hit some green lights, that's something to be thankful for. Because
Like I'm not a shopper. It's not my thing. I don't love to go shopping. A lot of people enjoy going shopping. I'm just not one of those people. And
if you think about it though,
what's that?
everybody else in your family likes
I
to
know.
shop.
My family will happily go shop for me. But listen, trust me. I celebrate at Walmart where I get the first spot next to the handicapped one, the closest one to the door that's possible. Like, that is something I celebrate. Do you know I celebrate? I read a story not too long ago that I want to share with you. I read a story of a man who was very wealthy, and he was with some friends, and he was walking down the sidewalk, and he saw a penny on the ground, and he stopped, and he picked up the penny, and he held the penny. And he just stopped silently for a few moments, and then he tucked the penny in his pocket, and he walked on. And first of all, the people who were with him said, "He's got $1 zillion bucks. Why does he need another penny? Why would he bother to pick up pennies?" I mean, there's so many people who don't have a lot of money, but they won't bother to stoop down and pick up a penny. Side note. But anyway, and so they eventually asked him about it, and he pulled out the coin, and he showed him the sign on the coin, and he said, "What does that say?" And it says, "In God we trust." And he said, every time I see a coin laying on the ground, I pick it up and I ask myself, do I trust God? And then I thank him I thank God for providing for me in every way. I thank God for something, for the ability to have a country where we can have "In God we trust" on our coins. All of those things. And he makes that a practice. Anytime he finds a coin, picks up a coin, to pause for a moment and use that opportunity to thank God for it. And so, and then he asks himself, the next question is, am I really trusting God right now in this moment? And so it's a beautiful opportunity. It's another way. And one of the things that we want to do when we come back, because we got to take our last commercial break of the show, but we want to come back and we want to talk about ways to create a habit, a pattern of being thankful.
And we will be back here in just a moment on Crossover Radio, radio with a purpose.
Hi, my name is Nick Tarter, and I'm one of the pastors at New Covenant Fellowship in Bethany, Oklahoma. We are located at 6736 Northwest 39th Expressway, inside of Serve. No matter your age, background, or past church experience, we want to invite you to be a part of our family. We are a church where you can belong, even while you're still trying to figure out who God has made you to be. We meet each Sunday morning at 9:30 a.m. right here at Serve for small groups, and at 10:45 a.m. for our community worship celebration. We also meet on Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock p.m. to talk about gospel and what it looks like to live together as a Christian community. You can find out more about us by visiting newcovenantokc.org, or, of course, you can just come by for a visit. I look forward to personally greeting you when you do.
My name is George Schaefer.
And I'm Meredith Schaefer. Together, we are founders of STORM, Strategic Treatment Options and Recovery Ministries.
And we provide an individualized blueprint of recovery for both the addict and their family members, regardless of the situation in which they find themselves.
And starting in March 2019, we are opening up a sober living home for men called the Storm Shelter.
For more information, please visit our website at www.storminc.org.
Or you can call our office line, 405-503-7442. Join us in fighting for the eradication of the epidemic of addiction.
And we're back here on Building Bridges with Steve and Melisa.
Welcome back for the last segment of our Thanksgiving, thankful, grateful month of Building Bridges with Steve and Melisa. And, tomorrow's Thanksgiving. And one of the things that we hope that you have picked up from this month's shows is the idea that it is important, it is valuable, it is life-saving habit to have of being thankful and being grateful, which I know probably those of you who've been listening the whole time have heard us say this over and over and over again, but here's the deal. If you haven't gone to our website at bridgebuildermm.org, if you haven't downloaded your free copy, free copy of the Heart of Gratitude Journal, you should go do that. We would be thankful. We would be grateful if everybody decided to go download their free copy of the Heart of Gratitude Journal and decided to take 30 days and choose to be grateful for 30 days. It will change your life. It will change your life.
And one of the things that downloading the journal and actually filling it up with words is going to do is it's going to build a habit.
Right.
And one of the things we want to talk about is what are some things you can do to develop a habit of gratitude. And life is going to deal some blows to you.
Life happens to everybody.
Life is gonna get you down. There is an enemy out there, and he looks to kill, steal, and destroy. So you're gonna get some killing, you're gonna get some stealing, and you're gonna get some stuff destroyed. And if you don't understand how important gratitude is, if you don't have anything to be grateful for when one of those blows comes to you,
mm-hmm.
you're going to be just laid to waste. One of the things that has been true in both of our lives,
right,
is we have both lost parents to cancer.
We have.
And that's a horrible thing. That's about as bad as it gets,
mm-hmm.
right there. And one of the things that has been true in my life is my dad's prolonged illness drew my family closer together. We were pretty much doing our own thing for the most part for a long time, and in the midst of this tragedy, we were reunited, if you will, and it led to a really long period of us being very, very close. And I'm thankful for that. And if I didn't look for something good to come out of it, I would have just, wallowed in my loss for a really long time.
Yeah.
And so even in the worst circumstance, there are reasons to be grateful and thankful that emerge from it.
Right. And I think, part of it is developing the habit of gratitude. When you develop a habit of gratitude, it becomes part of who you are, right? And if you think about what are the habits that you have in your life, like some of them are good habits. Maybe your habit is to get up every morning and go work out. Maybe your habit is to get up every morning and read your Bible or spend some time in prayer or whatever that looks like. But learning to develop the habit of a heart of gratitude is one of the most powerful things you can do to make your life better. So we've talked about some of those things today. We've talked about keeping a list, creating a list of 1,000 things that you're thankful for, right? 1,000 gifts that God has given. See them as, when I say I'm thankful for, I see that in my life as this is a gift from the Lord, right? And so it's either I'm a gifts person, that's my love language. So when I say I got 1,000 gifts from God, like that makes me feel really, really loved. But learning to develop that habit of writing them down is powerful.
And one of the things, if you don't get to writing them down, one of the things that can be helpful is repeating them. One of the things, when somebody does something good for you, being grateful in more than a fleeting way and really expressing why you're thankful, why what they've done matters to you, mm-hmm. is going to build that in you that you're more inclined to see it, notice it, and keep a record of it, whether it's in your head, on your phone, or on your Heart of Gratitude journal,
which you can download for free. But writing down your gratitudes. How about this one? How about starting your morning with your spouse every day, asking them what they're grateful for, right? Hey, or ending your day with that. One of my really great friends, Mary Mahan, is on the show with us, is watching on the show on Facebook Live, and she does a really good job in the evenings of being grateful for the things that God has given her. And I think it's when you maybe have to get started. Maybe you do some of the things we talked about. Maybe you start by filling out the Heart of Gratitude journal. Maybe you start by inviting your phone to take a note for you. Maybe you start by writing down a list of you set on a journey to write a list of 1,000 things that God has done for you. Somehow establishing that pattern every morning. Maybe you decide that I'm going to always start my prayers with "Thank you, God," instead of "God, I need" or "God, I want." It is a process to get to the place where you have a heart of gratitude, because we live in a very negative world. We are confronted every single day.
We live in a world that promotes selfishness.
And you know what gratitude is? Gratitude is the anti-selfishness. Because when you're thankful for things, it generally has to do with something someone else or the Lord has done or given you, right?
Yep.
And it's hard to take credit for. I could say, I'm thankful that I have great hair, but the truth is, I didn't create my own hair; God did, right? Or I'm thankful that I have, a good hearing. Well, you know what? I didn't create my ears. God did. So even the things that I'm thankful that I was able to complete this task quickly and correctly. Well, you know what? The skills and talents that I have came from the Lord. They weren't mine anyway.
Several years ago, we did a thing during November where we wrote our things that we were thankful for on a little sticky note and put them on the wall.
Right.
And one of the things our daughter put was, "I'm thankful that I have great hair."
Right, she did, and she was thankful that she lived close to the mall.
And she does have great hair.
True.
She has amazing hair, which she got from her grandmother.
Right.
And her husband has amazing hair, so we're looking forward to eventual babies with amazing hair from those two.
Well, you know what? I'm thankful for Mary and Matt and Jean and April and Jay and Norm and all the people who joined us on our radio show. Norm's here. Good.
From Cheers. Norm! For all you young people, Cheers was a show that was very popular a long time ago, and they had a character named Norm.
And I say Google it, but if you don't know what it is, Netflix, that's probably a good place to find it. But there's this. Let's work. We want to challenge you with the last couple of minutes that we have here. We want to challenge you with developing a habit of gratitude.
I want the people who are online, who are Facebook Live and right now, to type in something that they are grateful for. Come on, you can do it. You're already on your computer. You're already near your phone. Let's just take the last couple minutes here and just do an outpouring of things that we're grateful for.
You know what? And take it a step further. Once you've posted it on this feed for the Facebook Live here, when we're done today, let's turn Facebook into let's flood it with positivity of gratefulness and thankfulness. And how about if you not only do you post, come on people, post up. I hope all of you are typing.
Come on. Suck it up, Buttercup. It takes 40 seconds to type this out.
Yeah, post something that you're grateful, and then share it on Facebook. Here's something else that you can do to take it one step further. Share your thankfulness for people with them, right? How about if you find someone today, maybe you find someone every day, and you just say to them, you know what? I am thankful for you. Here's why.
Okay, if you're probably not listening right now, but you might listen to this later. I'm thankful for Tony Curley because he came out and fixed your car while you were gone.
He did.
And didn't even ask for any money for it.
Right.
And that was a blessing to me.
Right. So far, David has said he's thankful for his next breath. Listen, without that is one of the most important things we can be thankful for. Without that, we don't live. Norm says he's grateful for special friends who commit themselves to others' relationships. And I think that's important.
Thanks,
and so,
Norm.
hey, Michaela, so go ahead. Don't forget some of the other people who are on there. Just quickly type in something that you're grateful for on the Facebook feed. We are grateful for you. We are grateful that anybody Every Wednesday we're like, you know what? We are grateful that people jump onto our Facebook Live. We are grateful that people share our Facebook Live and our radio show with their friends. We are grateful that Crossover Radio lets us come to you every single Wednesday morning from 8 a.m. We are grateful for Mary Heinisch.
Hey,
we are
Mary.
grateful for Jeremy Rose. You know, thank you for listening, Jeremy. We are so happy that you're here. And if you guys haven't already, like the Crossover Radio page or hit the following button, why don't you do that? That way you'll know when we're on. But join us next week.
Hey, Jeremy, I have an old phone number for you in my phone. So if you want to text me with your new number, that would be great.
All right, there you go, Jeremy. That's your key right there, brother.
Say hi to Hannah and the kids and the
so
dogs.
We want to say thank you for following along with us, hanging out with us every week. We will be back next Wednesday starting in December. Don't forget, you have a few more days to go download the Heart of Gratitude Journal for free. And we want you to be able to do that, and we want you to take advantage of that free stuff that we have to give you because we love to give stuff away. And we'll be back next week here on Building Bridges with Steven and Melisa.
On Crossover Radio, radio with a purpose.
See you soon.
See you soon.